Okay. All right. Well, welcome. We are going to call this joint meeting of the Clawson School Board and the Clawson City Council to order.
I'd like to ask everybody to please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. The Pledge of Allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next, we have words of inspiration from Pastor Stephen Traxel of Grace Apostolic Church.
It's been my joy to serve 7 years so far as the chaplain of the police department of this wonderful city. The main goal that I have as a chaplain is to offer spiritual assistance to our officers that put themselves out there every day, and I'm so thankful I can do that. Another responsibility that I have is I go with certain officers to go to houses where someone has passed away and offer the death notification to that family. That's a hard job, but I can tell you more times than none, when I offer to pray with them, they always say, yes, we'd love to have you pray for us, chaplain, and it brings a peace there. Prayer is simply acknowledging there's something bigger than us out there, and we can't do it by ourselves, so we ask for that wisdom. I'm going to pray and ask a blessing on this meeting tonight. Lord, we're so thankful today for your goodness and mercy to us. We're so thankful for the blessings of this wonderful city, the breath that you give us. We just want to say thank you for that. Lord, I want to thank you for every person that's here in this room, for the volunteerism and the spirit that this city has. Lord, this is a wonderful city. I'm so thankful for allowing me to be part of it. I pray that you would give wisdom to those that make decisions in this place, that we would seek your face for wisdom, because we can't do it all. We don't know everything, but we are looking for guidance from you. We ask that you would touch the fellowship of this place and let us all enjoy the company of one another and pray your blessings upon this meeting tonight. We give you the praise and glory. Amen.
Okay, next up is roll call.
Oh, no. Recital.
Oh, this one, yeah. Next is the recital of our new mission statement. The Clawson School District just completed a new 5-year strategic plan and developed a new mission statement. It's tradition of the board to stand and recite our mission statement. Those on the board have a copy of it because unfortunately we have not memorized it yet. Our mission is to provide an inclusive community that empowers all to pursue growth, knowledge, and purpose. Thank you.
All right. Now, roll call. Can we have roll call of the City Council, please? Present.
Pro Tem O'Rourke.
Present.
Councilor Kaufman.
Here.
Councilor Rinkovich.
Here.
Councilor Sawinski.
Present.
Councilor Spishak.
Present.
Councilor Tinlin.
Here.
And roll call for the board. Ms.
Mr.
Hamilton?
Ewald.
Here.
Mr. Frank.
Here.
Ms. Hanser Maynard.
Here.
Ms. Hamilton is here. Mr. Savell.
Here.
Mrs. Stanley. Here. Mr. Werner.
Here.
The next item is each body will approve the agenda. So I'm going to make a motion that we approve the agenda with a modification under discussion items, move item C up to B and B to C. If I could get a second?
Second.
Can you go ahead and do roll call?
Oh, okay. Roll call, please.
Mayor Pro Tem O'Rourke.
Yes.
Councilor Peltman.
Yes.
Councilor Rinkovich.
Yes.
Councilor Sawinski.
Yes.
Councilor Spishak.
Yes.
Councilor Tinlin.
Yes.
Mayor Moffett.
Yes.
And the board, the school board recognizes that change and is okay with it.
All right. Our next agenda item is public comment. Do we want the council rules to apply?
Sure, we can use yours because you have a minute longer than we do for our.
Oh, do you?
Oh, yeah, we only do 3 minutes.
Oh, okay, so we'll do, we could compromise and do 3.5.
Fourth.
We welcome any members of the community who wish to speak. I guess it's just if you want to speak in general about items on the agenda or to come forward, we'll give you a microphone. We'll allot you 4 minutes per council rules. We ask that you identify yourself as a member of Clausen or someone visiting our fair city. And as a reminder, there's no opportunity for back and forth during this part of the agenda, but we will make a note of anything that you mention and try and address it as we move through the agenda. So if anyone would like to speak, we welcome you up to the microphone stand, and we'll get you a microphone if anyone comes up. Seeing no one getting out of their seat, I think we close public comment.
Yep, next up is new business. First up, action item, proclamation of the City of Clausen and Clausen Public Schools.
So I make a motion that we accept the proclamation and proceed with presenting it to the community.
And then you second.
And then roll call.
No, need for discussion?
Oh, discussion. Here's
Can I
Director. We got
get
it.
someone to
We're
move
making
in
a second.
support
Hold on,
for the school board? For the new proclamation?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you, Michael. You
I'm
need
sorry.
someone to motion to
Need
approve?
a motion for the proclamation.
Motion to approve the proclamation.
Support.
Okay, moved by Ms. Hanson Maynard, supported by Mr. Werner. Discussion. So we're going to start the discussion. Ms. Moffett and myself will read the proclamation.
All right, and I'm going to start. Whereas the City of Clausen and the Clausen Public Schools continue to recognize the importance of a harmonious and collaborative relationship between the administration of the school district and city, and
Whereas our appointed executive leaders have diligently collaborated for the past 4 years and believe there continues to be immense community value, and it should remain a priority to intentionally join forces to collaborate and ensure we move Clausen community to grow forward together. And
whereas we collectively understand that our school district cannot meet its greatest potential without a strong city, and our city cannot reach its ultimate potential without strong schools. The renewal of this proclamation hereby again memorializes the intent, understanding, and mutual efforts between our governing bodies and directs the Clausen Public Schools Administration and the City of Clausen's administration to collaborate on any and all aspects of the school district and the city for the betterment of its students and residents. And
whereas first and foremost is the safety of our community, especially our children, followed by optimizing each tax dollar to its fullest extent. And
whereas the most immediate and community-wide impact opportunity for our continued collaboration is the promotion of our Clausen community for living and learning, as well as for operating and patronizing businesses. And
whereas the city and the school district further recognize the importance of our mutual partnerships with the Blair Memorial Library, Clausen Chamber of Commerce, and the Downtown Development Authority. And
whereas the district and the city have the same taxpayers, we shall continually demonstrate to them the best use of all assets and services for their increased benefit. And
whereas we also need our community stakeholders' experience, opinions, expertise, and energy. And
whereas in order to achieve communal optimization of our assets and programming, the district and the city agree to maintain our joint task force. A joint task force shall be defined as a group established to work on a defined task or activity. The addition of the word joint is to bring significance to our intergovernmental and communal approach. And
whereas the Joint Task Force will be charged with promotion of the Clausen community, as well as seek, develop, and vet suggestions for the optimization of building sites, athletic assets, recreation assets, services, parks, and senior services for the collective benefit of the Clausen community.
now and therefore be it resolved that by virtue of our collective authority vested in us by the community of Clausen, we renew our intergovernmental relationship with open minds and with commitment to communication until consensus is reached, and with a willingness to consider all options. Only through transparency and our willingness to work together will we retain the confidence of our residents with the goal of making our community stronger for all stakeholders.
Now, discussion. Anybody have any comments or concerns?
didn't catch that. Can you read it again?
No. Next.
Seeing none. Ms. Hamilton, roll call?
Mr. Werner,
Yes.
Mrs. Stanley,
Yes.
Mrs. Hamilton is a yes, Mr. Sabell,
Yes.
Ms. Hanser Maynard,
Yes.
Mr. Ewald.
Yes.
Mr. Frink.
Yes.
Thank you. City Clerk, can we have roll call, please?
Councilmember Pelton,
Yes.
Councilmember Rikovich,
Yes.
Councilmember Slawinski,
Yes.
Councilmember Spieshak,
Yes.
Councilmember Tinlin,
Yes.
Mayor Moffett,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem O'Rourke.
Yes.
You can go first.
All right, well, we will proceed to signing the document. And I'll call Larry.
Joe, do you want to send one at a time, or do you want?
Yeah, one at a time, so it doesn't get screwed up. That's why it's at the table.
Okay.
And everyone can take weight of this.
Wonderful.
Go after me. And let's say I'm after you. Sam, you're after me.
let's. Thank you. Go ahead.
Next up, discussion items, update from the administrations regarding the acquisition of a joint-funded electronic message board.
I'll start, if you can hear me. So this actually started, we brought this to your attention last year, and council had approved this in the fall to move forward. We've since secured a service provider. The total expense is roughly about $95,000. However, right now, the scale of the sign is awfully large for Main Street. So what we're doing is we're working with the service provider to actually scale it to a size that's more appropriate for Main Street. And then when that occurs, the total cost is going to be less than $95,000. So that is the update from the administration on that. And we have socialized with I know that the council has seen a draft mock-up of the sign, and I know that the administration for the school board, I don't know if the.
They have not seen it yet.
Okay,
Was that the previous council that said that?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
So,
And I think we've shared it with you as well.
okay.
And said that's pending any questions, that's the update on the sign.
Superintendent Chong, do you have anything you want to say on this?
The motivation for us, obviously beyond, things like the proclamation and being collaborative partners is, no one from the city would sell us City Hall or the post office. We couldn't, I'm joking, we didn't. We are really intrigued by Main Street frontage for our school district. This is a school district issue, but we oftentimes have some logistical concerns related to buses and locations, and I know it's odd to think, considering we're essentially one block off of one of the most popular corners in Oakland County, but so being a part of that sign and having a stake in it with our, essentially it says Clawson Public Schools with an arrow, that may seem elementary or trivial in nature, but we believe it'll be quite important for us and helpful for those who don't go to attend Clawson Public Schools and are coming from other districts to participate in performing arts events or athletics. We've always been very intrigued by the opportunity to have some space on Main Street. So very excited to be a part of the sign and have that opportunity to certainly help us out. So looking forward to it.
John,
Our next discussion item is an update from the administration regarding the school resource officer.
So some logistics here, folks. What we're going to do is we have a screen, a brand new screen that's hard to see. If you look up, it's right above us. It's going to come down about 5 feet from the edge. So that obviously means we can't see it from where we sit. So we're going to stand and go take up the front row. And while we do that, Mr. Grant's going to get us set up. Either.
We're going to do the second one too while we're out there,
Yes,
right?
sir.
When we're finished with this agenda item, we're going to move on to the next agenda item, which is the Campaign Clawson presentation.
And then so test this out. This is on. You start by pointing it up there so we can test it out. Come on down here. No. Arrows, yep. We'll give it a second to fire them up. He's got it. It'll take a second.
All right, there we go.
Test it out first.
Test it. Well, then you're going to give away my slides. There we go.
All right, now go back. You go back.
Don't let me go back. There we go. All right. Hi, everybody. I'm Officer Lindsay Brozich. For those of you that don't know, I'm the school resource officer here at Clawson Public Schools. So they've asked me to speak a little bit about my position and what I've been doing. Before I get into that, I want to give you a little background about me for those of you that don't know me. I grew up in Clawson. I was a Kenwood Frog. I went to Baker, and I graduated from Clawson High School in 2006. I studied criminal justice after that and went on to work with the City of Madison Heights dispatching for 5 years. After that, they sponsored me through the Oakland Police Academy, where I was patrol in Madison Heights for 2 years before jumping back to my hometown. So I've been here. This will be my 3rd year on duty with Clawson, and I love it. So I also come from a background of police officers and first responders. My grandfather was actually the first public safety chief for the city of Bloomfield Hills. My little sister is a firefighter for Armada Township. So what I have on my background also is I'm a drug recognition expert. I was actually sent down to Florida to complete some of that training. I'm an SFST, Standardized Field Sobriety Instructor for other law enforcement. I'm a field training officer, and I'm also an ALICE instructor. So I've taught not only our staff here at Clawson, but I've had the opportunity to teach some of our churches and other daycare centers in our city. So what do I do with my day? Well, I do wall sits with biology and try to show them that I'm still pretty young. That's actually my daughter's kneeling next to me. I was pretty happy. My time beat her. So what do I do in my day-to-day? Most days my day starts with greeting the kids as they arrive. I start with the high school and work my way over to the elementary school, mostly at the kindergarten door. So when I go over to the kindergarten door, I engage with them on the playground a little bit, talk to their parents, whom a couple I've become somewhat close with, and you can usually see me walking in with Miss McFarland's kindergarten class. And then from there, she's on the end, I make my way through the hallways to give hugs, greetings, and fist bumps, which is my favorite part of the day. So throughout my day, I'm usually in the hallways of the high school, especially between classes. I like to attend all 3 lunches. So for those of you that are unfamiliar, the middle schoolers also come over and attend their lunch at the high school cafeteria. So I'm usually with them. And that's where a lot of our connections are made. I'm sometimes in my office working on PowerPoints. I like to teach. We haven't quite got there yet with scheduling, but that is something that I'd like to implement. I've decided that after teaching field sobrieties to police officers that I actually really love teaching. So I hope to implement more of that soon. That includes teaching about digital footprints, bullying, which was actually my final project for Michigan State Police's team training that I had to do before I came into my position. Impaired and distracted driving, vaping, and emotional regulation are just some of the ones that I have so far. I also have recently started attending meetings for the ASD students, just to stay informed and up to date on those students, their behaviors, and how I can work with the ASD teachers closely to help them. I also have an open door policy. My door is always open unless I'm dealing with a private matter or a police matter where information can't be shared with students or staff. And I do a routine check of the perimeter doors. Usually sometime in the morning, I'll walk throughout the entire perimeter of all 3 buildings and push on each door, make sure it's all secure and we're all locked up safe. And I also send weekly CPS events and information to the rest of patrol so that they know things like the basketball game we have going on tonight or any special events where there's going to be people inside our school. I like to keep them up to date in case, one, I'm not here, or so that they know that I'm here and they also stop by for presence purposes. And of course, my other favorite part of the day is stopping into the gym. Mr. Kellerson's class, the middle schoolers also use our gym. And you can kind of catch me in there sometimes, the kids beating me at basketball or badminton. So they like to do that. This is also what I do. Shell has implemented Bike Bus this year, which was incredible. We had an amazing turnout. Bike Bus is where we went to, we picked, was it Fridays? 4 Fridays. Yep, so we did 4 Fridays. So we would start at we did 4 quadrants of the city. And the kids met us there with their parents, without their parents. I think they all had parents for the most part with them, except for the older ones. But we had so much staff. This is only a small handful. We had so many staff members, front, back, and other CPD patrol vehicles with us. So it was a really good turnout. We hope to bring it back in the spring. And then on the right there, that's me with a couple of the younger ASD students over the summer looking at my patrol car. So that's it's my daughter, if you can't tell. So that was the homecoming parade that I was really proud to lead the way in that with the fire department and Mrs. Horn. And that's Shell and I. He carried our cornhole team in the cornhole tournament that we have going on right now. So we play with the students, and I just love really engaging with those students. It's fun. And I do other things besides in the school. I'm available 24/7 via telephone to the school. If there's ever an incident that occurs after hours or they need me, they always can call me. And I don't think we've had to do that, which is good. But I'm also the first officer to attend any school functions, football games, basketball games. I do the trick-or-treat trail, coffee with a cop. I love doing all of those events. So as you can see, the girls made me a sign. So every time I held it up, everybody cheered. It actually was really cool. So my goals for safety that are just going on right now within the schools, there's a couple things. So the signage, I think Mr. Werner, you had brought this up to our attention. Yep, so the signage that prohibits parking during school hours on the west side of Washington and Phillips, just north of Phillips. So we've been having issues there with people parking right against the intersection, which is not okay because it's, visibility issues, kids crossing. It's a safety hazard. So we were approved to have a sign installed in the near future, and the curb is also going to be painted by our DPW sometime in the spring with a yellow line so that patrol knows also no one can park right up against that stop sign. So hopefully that will solve some of those issues. CRG mapping. If you guys are unfamiliar with CRG mapping, what this is it provides an aerial view of our school. It includes rooms, it includes gymnasiums, cafeterias, every part of the school building is included in this CRG mapping. It is done with a grant. So it is something that we are trying to get right now. I am working with our grant writer to try to get this for our schools. It's extremely important. And it's used for faster, better coordinated, and safer responses to incidents, especially for our outside law enforcement partners. Should we ever have an incident where we need Royal Oak, Troy, Berkeley, Madison Heights, Oakland County Sheriff's Office to respond, our dispatch can actually pull this up, as well as our law enforcement partners, and see exactly room by room where we are. And this includes the fire department as well. So those are two things that we're working on right now. So, council and school board, your opinions matter to me very much, and they are very valued. I want you to know that. But what matters a little bit more is how the students feel also. So I actually went around today and I asked a few students, what my presence here means to them or how they feel about me being here. So this was just some of the things that they had to say. And I was actually really humbled by this. It made me feel good and know that I was going in the right direction with what my mission was here. And this last one is my favorite, Millie. So Millie had an allergic reaction, a pretty bad one, and she was taken out, and one of the assistant principals and I went with her, and we just sat there, and she almost had me in tears today. She just said she felt seen and valued, and that was so important to me. So that's what it's all about right there for me, just being there for them and knowing. I actually had a student come to me today in the office. She was going through some things, and that's what I'm here for, not just a police presence. So they're starting to learn that I'm here in a different capacity as well, which is awesome. So that is all I have. That is me with some of the students for Law Enforcement Day. And thank you guys for your time. And yeah.
follow-up to that. So we spent a significant amount of time as a school board discussing bringing back a school resource officer. Back in maybe 2010, the program dissipated for funding concerns. So spent the better part of a year as a body discussing it. And what we talked about that looking like for us was exactly what Officer Brozich just outlined. And the beauty of this place, of Clawson and being the superintendent here and having my office about 50 yards away, tied and attached to these buildings, is I can attest to all of those things and the level of value that Officer Brozich has not only brought us as a staff and peace of mind for me, but certainly the resource that she provides to our high school, specifically our high school administration, because that's where most of the action is. But as she said, our kids. It's about relationships, visibility, all the way down to our little ones. So very important, and she is living it and breathing it, and we appreciate all that she has done and look forward to the continued relationship with not only Officer Brozich, but the city pertaining to this program. So once again, thank you, and I thought you should hear it from me and us that we are the value that she brings is immeasurable at this point. We appreciate her so much, and the city for and Chief Baus, City Manager Raker for that partnership and working with us to bring the program to life. And finally, the goal for us on the district side was there are grants all over the place, and some come and some go, and some are there and then they're gone. And we were fortunate just to receive recently a grant through the state of Michigan we opted in on December 30th that will allow us to essentially pay for this aspect of our program and not come out of our general fund, which was super beneficial to us, and we were looking forward to that, and it showed up. So we're very fortunate to have that going for us as well. So far, 4 months in, 5 months in, it's a smash hit, and we appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Officer Brozich, and thank you, Superintendent Billy Schellenbarger. So before I get started on Campaign Clawson, I just want to emphasize to both the board and the council, the SRO is something that is the fruit of our cooperation, and it didn't come easy. It took time to build relationships. It took time to socialize, and I'm just happy with the work that we've done and what we've accomplished. I think the SRO and Campaign Clawson were like placeholders, talking points in 2024. And so we got the SRO over the goal line last year, and Campaign Clawson, pivoting to that now, Campaign Clawson in 2024 basically was a placeholder as how do we encapsulate what is Clawson, all these great opportunities that we have here, especially with the new opportunities with Shawm and Baker. We've got several new developments that are happening. We got the bond pass in 2024. There's a lot that's going on. So what we wanted to do was encapsulate all this and kind of put our heads together, and how do we collectively do a better job selling Clawson? We want you here. And so literally Campaign Clawson, it may sound corny. It's just a placeholder, and it can be replaced, but it's been there since 2024. And so the idea is for all of us collectively, whether it's the schools, the library, the DDA, the chamber, the city, we're all pulling in the same direction, and that is to attract people to live, work, operate a business, and patronize businesses, and send their sons and daughters to school here in Clawson. So if you come up with a better way of championing this idea of attracting people to Clawson, we're open to it, and we can vet those ideas through the task force. So again, Campaign Clawson is simply all those entities under one umbrella pulling in the same direction to market the Clawson community. Next slide. So that's just an overview of tonight's agenda. All right, we have a lot of projects, water, road, sewer, and then we have a lot of development at the same time. I have my hands full. If you can help me out, thanks. Appreciate you, Billy. It's collaboration. Thank you. So we have a lot of projects going on. The next few slides, DPW is going to brief up, but basically it's telling you what we've accomplished over the last 3-4 years. And then in 2026, please pack your patience because there's going to be a lot of infrastructure projects and a lot of community development projects as well. So next slide, DPW, if you want to. Got it. You guys got it.
Oh, thanks so much. You be a clicker there. I'm Trevor Zablocki, DPW Superintendent. Ryan McDonald, Assistant Superintendent. A lot of you probably don't know me very well. I don't like to talk, and I don't like bright lights, so this should be good. This first slide is our infrastructure projects. I cannot read that. Basically, the blue is the completed projects. The yellow is the current, thank you. The miscellaneous concrete is our just regular yearly road patching, not major full street projects. And the red is our spray patch, which we started a couple years ago, which is not a fix, it's a Band-Aid, but it's cheaper. So it helps get at those bad spots a little bit more life. And then the projects under design are the orange. That's the important stuff, that's the stuff coming up. The CCTV project is wrapping up. It's, for the most part, completed. There's still some punch list items that need to be done. We set aside $10 million in the bond to do sewer repairs. If you look at the bottom of the totals down there, currently the total is just under 11 million. But the important thing here is it is broken down into emergency, critical, high priority, medium priority, low priority. And then there's also 3 different types of fixes, which is open cut, the full cured in place, and the sectional cured in place. The cured in place is we don't open the road up. They send machines down and it lines the pipe basically. Those are the cheaper options typically. But my point here is we are right around where we budgeted currently. And I point out if you look at low priority, and let's just say, I'm not saying we're doing this, but if we were to knock off all low priority, we're under budget. So we're actually in a good place currently. We'll have total numbers coming up here probably more in the spring when they get back out to do the punch list items, but currently our budget is for the most part in line. The miscellaneous concrete, we've done it since 2022, about 5 different issues of it. I mean, like I said, this is just that patch here, patch there type stuff. There's been a few times where we've almost fixed a whole block of road, short blocks, obviously. But this has been really successful. It's helped out. It's made roads that aren't necessarily horrible better, last longer. If you look at the numbers, in the last couple of years, we've spent a significant amount of money on this. We've seen how it's helped. And we plan on continuing this in the spring.
Can I jump in, Trevor?
Of course.
So the miscellaneous concrete is a program that we won't go back to the slide, but you may have noticed there's a lot of green dots spread out all over the city.
There's
and it
another
was,
slide coming.
pardon me?
That's on the next slide.
Okay, so pardon me, I'm getting a little ahead of you. But it was our effort to be equitable to all the residents because when we first started, our first project was Selfridge Phillips. Only the most immediate residents kind of benefited from that. And so we came up with this program to help be more equitable and spread the wealth throughout the entire city.
There's that slide he's talking about. So it doesn't look very impressive because they're very small little green spots, but as you can see, they're spread out. If you notice up in that top left section, there's some, but not a lot, because that's where our major improvements are going to be happening for the most part, starting off. The goal here is to not spend money on these little projects that are going to be part of a larger project later down the road. So we don't want to fix part of a road, then tear it out and redo the whole road. That goes with all the infrastructure. If there's any issues underneath the road, which is the most important thing, the sewers, the water, those roads we're going to avoid doing any work on until we can fix what's underneath, if that makes sense. So this is our list of infrastructure projects for the bond. As you can see, West Elmwood is for the most part done. It will be completed 100% in the spring. There's going to be punch list items. There was a push to get the driveways open, so the contractor knowingly poured concrete that wasn't going to survive. They're eating that cost to come back. We want to make sure people are in their houses by Christmas. Then we have the Dreon Road construction and water main. That's in design, scheduled to start in the spring. The school road reconstruction and water main, that's in design, scheduled for the spring. West Maple water main is in design, scheduled for the spring. That's actually already out for bid. We should be receiving those bids in the next week or two. The Elmwood water main is tentatively scheduled for spring of '27. Kenilworth Road reconstruction water main is tentatively scheduled for 2027. So if you look at this, the completed projects, about 5.9 million, active projects 5.1, total completed and active 11. Our upcoming, and these are associated with the bonds, if you look at the circles where the numbers are, those correlate with these colors down here. So orange is active, priority in yellow. So priority 1 in orange is active, priority 2 through 4 in yellow in design for next year, priority 22, 23, and 27 in yellow in design using grant funds. That is out of order because of the grant opportunities. We were able to fit those projects into a grant amount. So we jumped ahead, which just means those projects further down are going to be completed, and hopefully allows us to move other projects into our list that didn't make the cut. And again, this list for the bond projects, this is always subject for change, obviously. Things happen, roads need to be repaired, it's going to be shifted, but currently this is what we're looking at. And I think I'm done.
Well done, Trevor. So Nick, if you'd come forward. So with all that construction, there's going to be also a lot of development that's coming forward. So
You need a clicker guide too?
yes.
I got it. You sure? You want to do it?
I mean, I'm pretty good at this.
Okay. Thank you, Ryan. Trevor, appreciate leading the way there. Mayor and Council and Board, School Board, I'm Nick Stepnitz, the Assistant City Manager and Director of Community and Economic Development. I've also realized I may need to get my eyes checked at one of our fine Clausen businesses. So since 2023, we've had over 50 new businesses join the Clausen community, ranging from quick and go restaurants like Clean Eats and Culver's, your typical sit-down restaurant, Grand River Brewery, Red and the Wolf. I could sit here and name them all, but we don't want to be here all evening. We've also had the pleasure of having multiple service businesses come in, like JT Fitness, M&B Screen Repair in Rochester Road, and again, the list could go on. And I think it just goes to show how, although in 2.2 square miles, we have such a diverse business community here that you really don't have to leave to go to do your shopping. Obviously, if we had a Meijer or a Kroger, it would take up a majority of our town, but we do have a very good, diverse business community here. Thank you. Next slide. And so with that, we have seen and will continue to see the redevelopment of several vacant and underutilized spaces throughout the community. And so these 5 projects are just some that have just recently completed development, and then a couple that are still underway. And we're gearing up for a successful 2026, and we're hoping to see some more site plans come into the Planning Commission and continue the redevelopment of some of these vacant spaces. So just to highlight the 2 on the screen, 516 North Main Street is just across the street from City Hall and the library. That is a 15-unit apartment building with 1,100 square feet of office space. And then the picture below that is the former PNC Bank site. So that development will be a 56 residential unit apartment building with over 5,000 square feet of residential amenity space and commercial space. We're hoping that that building can be demolished very soon. We've had some issues with some of our partners with DTE, but we're getting there, so we'll hopefully see progress on that site soon. Next slide. And finally, and the most important for the collaboration regarding community development is the development of new single-family homes. So in 2023, 2024, and 2025, We've had a total of 15 single-family homes built or currently built, and starting this year with the site condominium developments at the former Shulman School Baker sites, we'll see 53 more total homes built in our community. And so this obviously directly impacts school enrollment because we'll be drawing in more families to the community. And it's going to be great to see once those projects are done. The Shulman site currently is wrapping up public site improvements, and so once those are completed, they can start working on the homes, and we're hoping that'll start in late spring, early summer. And the last note I want to make is that more than likely by the end of next week, we'll be releasing our economic development report for 2025, and that's a digital document just highlighting and recapping the year before on new businesses, developments, and what's going on. So thank you.
All right, let's transition to school. So we're going to talk money first, and we are paid per pupil. Public schools are paid per pupil. So every student in every seat is, we're given a per pupil allotment. So this is a little bit dated, these first two slides, but I'm going to talk about budget and bore you a little bit. So our budget is due every year by law on June 30th. As is the state's. Unfortunately, they missed their deadline this year, and we were scrambling. And that went into the fall. School started. We didn't know what we were getting. Very, very concerning. A significant push from every entity that you can imagine to get legislators in Lansing to move and to give us some answers, because it just simply is not fair for us. We make it work. And we have a phenomenal Assistant Superintendent of Business, Dr. Jackie Johnston. Could not live without her. She is a retired 11-year superintendent of Milford and L'Anse Creuse schools, and now is our Assistant Super Finance and crushes it. So she gets us squared away, even without the state coming in to take care of business for us. Well, they finally did, and this is what they gave us. So I'm just going to hit a few of these markers. So, there's some individuals in Lansing which, as a former teacher, high school English teacher, who would not want to teach in a classroom with 10 or 12 or 19 students. That would be amazing. Not necessarily realistic without some help. So they're trying to start to give some help to us to see if we can't lower those class size numbers. That remains to be seen. Great Start Readiness Program. Many of you may have, or some of you may have, children who went through Baker and now our early childhood center. So that Great Start Readiness Program, the acronym is GSRP. You may have heard that before. So in closing Baker and selling it, we moved to our new building, formerly known as Kenwood Elementary School, and that gave us a significant amount of more space. And we've been able to add more GSRP classrooms, and we'll add another one next year. So some focus there. Obviously, a lot of attention to literacy, so putting some energy there financially, and that will not go away. And then the per pupil allotments, that's what we'll get into. And I'm going to close my slides with kind of wrapping up, tying into what that looks like for us. Ryan? Thank you, sir. So per pupil funding, so it went up 4.6%, so we're record, it just above $10,000. Now, that is the lowest per pupil allotment that you possibly can get. And without boring you, terribly boring you, there are districts that get $13,000 and $14,000 per pupil, and they're in our county. And you may wonder, why is that fair? It's not, but again, I'm not going to bore you with that. So we get the least that you possibly can get, but again, we make do here in Clawson like we always do. So it went up and just over $10,000 for the first time per pupil. So again, every beating heart in this wonderful school district is $10,050 to our district. ELL is a big part of what we do here as well. Carrie Guevara does a phenomenal job here in our district related to our English language learners, so some funding that got sent that way. Special education, historically underfunded, continues to be, and it is a problem. But some money got pushed that way, not enough. Mental health and school safety, I just mentioned that. We opted in on December 30th, which is great. That will help us supplement some costs, including our school resource officer. And then the big one, universal school meals. We've gotten used to that, and that was one of the big talking points of this year's budget. And if you think about it, I'll give you an example. My executive assistant has 4 children in our school district, and the cost to buy groceries, pack lunches, let alone buy school lunch here, I'll let you do the math on things like that. But the cost savings for our students and our families in a district where we need it, this is immeasurable. So that was an important one. Will that go away? I don't know. We'll see. I hope not, but it's here for our students now, and that's very, very important to us. Ryan? Transitioning from there to our bond work. So just to recap, in 2021 and 2023, we passed 2 bonds, total of about approximately $80 million. We are so incredibly fortunate to have had that happen in our district, and historically in our community, that has been what has happened. For the first time in the history of our state in the spring, less than 50% of the bonds in Michigan passed. Kind of scary. Places like Midland, places like Lamphere, didn't happen. And we got 2 passed. The first one, I think near 70%, and the second one with an active Say No campaign against us. So we cannot thank our residents and our voters enough for that. And it has put us in a spot where we're staring at brand new audio and visual in our auditorium, and the lights are incredible and new. And if you've been in this auditorium before, this didn't exist, and 7 of them were out, and we couldn't find somebody to replace them. And one of hundreds of examples of the amazing work that's been done in this district. So that obviously started the conversation started probably back in 2019, and things got serious. So if you think about that, as we finish the bond next year in 2026, that's a heck of a process. So what happened? So we went into a right-sizing plan. The board made a very courageous decision, and not an easy one. Does not happen often, but the right-sizing plan was driving this bond in 2020 to that 2021 ballot. And again, to recap, Nick touched on it a little bit. We closed Shulman, we closed Kenwood, consolidated that into our old middle school building, which was a 100, now 101, well, 2026 year old building. Took us a year to renovate it, built a new middle school wing or building, and then flipped this building in about 10 weeks last summer. Pretty incredible. So, and all the while moving our early childhood center south to the old Kenwood Elementary School. If you missed that open house, a spectacular building with as many resources for our students as you can possibly imagine in an early childhood center. What do I mean by that? If it's raining or if it's cold and our young ones can't go outside to our new playgrounds, there's 3 or 4 spaces in the building that they can, there's a Lego wall, there's a motor skills room where they're on bikes in the old cafeteria that's been flipped into our motor skills space. There's a STEAM room, and we turned the old Kenwood Library into just a hands-on kind of space for them with so many opportunities. So a wonderful space. So now we are K-12 on this campus where you sit right now and down at ECC. So that was the model that was created. Did I miss anything there? Full renovation? That full renovation over the summer, guys, was an undertaking, and it happened. The last piece of that will happen this summer of 2026. Our cafeteria will get the final overhaul. If you are familiar with that cafeteria, it has no natural light or windows in it, and our entire south wall that faces Broadacre will get turned into windows, natural light. And we'll fully redo that space and close out the bond. Sir? So with that, so many things happened. Pictures of our gym that we expanded. We expanded both gyms. We didn't do much actual structural work outside the middle school, but the two gyms were the structural pieces that got built onto and added onto. To the right is our outdoor classroom that we haven't used yet because it got done as things were just starting to get cold. Our outdoor club or garden club at the middle school approached me with a wonderful presentation. I was so proud of them. They want to take that over. Plant. You can see a couple of those are actual planters. They're They have planters in them, and they're taking that over, and they've already started with a few things. So excited for them. But what happened was full overhaul of all technology, so everything is new. Our students are one-to-one with Chromebooks, everything from what you're looking at to our teacher technology in every classroom, brand new. Every seat that they sit on and desk that they write on is brand new, from teacher desks to bookshelves, everything. And we gutted this building and every building. And this was our one opportunity, kind of a chance of a lifetime as an educator, to get everything brand new. And again, very fortunate for that. Everything was painted, everything in the ceilings was redone. The gymnasium renovations are pretty spectacular. We just redid this floor over Christmas break again, repainted it, and restained it, sanded it, and restained it. Landscaping is coming this spring. So as I just told our third grade class in Mrs. Abdella's room, who wrote me a letter before break asking if I would open up the softball field, and I went in there to meet with them face to face, and it was a wonderful meeting, and we made a great deal on that softball field because we're trying to grow grass, so we've had to shut it down. But I talked to them a lot about the landscaping. I said, with a project of this magnitude, you'll lose a tree or a flower or a blade of grass here and there, but the beauty of it is we bring it all back. So this is our opportunity to plant new trees and do all these wonderful things together, which is coming this spring. We're excited about. Outdoor classroom space, I mentioned we have multiple spaces. The high school courtyard outdoor space is half turf, half stamped concrete, pretty spectacular space as well, highly used and trafficked. The cafeteria is coming, and the auditorium. Everything in here is new minus the seats. The seats are still in good shape, and the carpet gets replaced this summer. And then we're done in here. And what am I missing on that? And that'll complete it. Once we get to, call it Labor Day of 2026, we'll be in a punch list mode, which is just touch-ups. And then the project is done, and our construction firm officially moves out after 6 years or 5 years. Go ahead, Ryan. Thank you. This is my last slide, I believe. So bringing this back to the first two slides related to budget and per pupil allotment. That is what we call what we get. So if you look at 2008, at that point in time, I was a high school teacher and the varsity basketball coach here. And we had 600 kids in this high school. We're now at about 370, 75. You can see what I see. Just a steady decline over the course of 15 years. There was one, I think, that went up in, where did it go? 2016, that was it. But from that perspective, you can see that trend. Now, that's not a Clawson problem or Clawson concern. It is, but it's a county concern, it's a state concern, it's a national concern. Why? Birth rates, homeschool, charters, privates during COVID that kids didn't come back to us from, you name it. All kinds of reasons, and that's fine. So our goal with what we are doing, and certainly with things like Campaign Clawson, we want you here, and the work that we're doing and the courageous work that our board did, is to move that needle. And if you see in 2024, that's the first time since, really, I'll call it 2011, 2010, that we made a move. So we went up just shy of 20 students. And at the right, you can see where our count day was this year. Last year, you wonder, is that an anomaly or is that a trend? You know, maybe we start to call that a trend. And we're excited about it. Inject any number of reasons why that's happening. But I'm foolish enough to think like facilities and the commitment to them draw students and families. We have 36% of our students come from another city. Pontiac being the number one provider. Royal Oak, we get 88 students from. Ferndale, Southfield, Oak Park, Madison Heights, a number of communities in Oakland County. So they make choices. They can go to West Bloomfield, they can go to Waterford, they can go to Lanphier, they can go to Ortonville, Brandon. As a matter of fact, there were some districts who were sending buses, their own school buses, into the city of Pontiac to pick up students to bring them in an effort to increase their enrollment. So they have choices. So we're working hard to make sure that we're doing things that make that choice very easy. Well, when you speak to our staff or when you get to our campus and see what the commitment our school board has made to our students and staff. So we certainly hope and need that to continue to trend north with things like the Shulman Baker projects and 53 homes, hoping for 4.5 children per home in the 53. That's the goal. But truly, that was part of our board's plan with this right sizing, and that's very important. So to this point, the execution of that plan has been stellar, and we're starting to get on the back end of that, where we're going to start to see some fruits of that work in the coming years, as we hope to see this enrollment increase. So, Ryan, will you just confirm with me that that's my last slide, sir? Yeah, thank you. Any questions about the school district or what's cooking with us? Okay, welcome once again. Thank you, guys.
So I am not going to do a very good job standing in for Jenny Gannad, who is the library director. She's unable to be with us this evening. But right there, serving since 1929, Jenny Gannad is like the most committed person to serving Clawson, I think, that there is. And so she's unfortunately unable to be here tonight, but a very vital partner in Campaign Clawson. So I'll toss to the next one, which is... And, okay, and so, Mr. Spishak, would you like to come down?
Alrighty. My name is Alex Spishak. I'm the Executive Director of the Clawson Chamber of Commerce. And there's a couple of more things that I could add to that resume. This is Dave Benet, the President of the Clawson Chamber of Commerce, and we're here today very grateful for the city providing us this opportunity. And really just being able to partner with the city has been great, partnering with the school district. Billy is one of our board members, so it's been fantastic. In the beginning of the year, we launched All Things Clawson. It is an e-newsletter that launches bi-weekly, so it's a good way to stay informed if that's something that you're looking to do. We launched our Young Professionals this year, which is something I was very proud of, to be able to work with some of the young professionals in Clawson. We also launched Grow Clawson, which is an educational series for residents and businesses. So if you're ever interested in coming out, our next one is on the 27th of January. And we also had, I believe that was 15 ribbon cuttings this year. So something Nick touched on was the amount of businesses that have joined Clawson over the last couple of years. It's been pretty impressive. So whether it was from KeyBank, where they did a full remodel, to Peter Mark's Salon, all the way down to the Gregor as our last one, was pretty impressive. So,
How many new or renewals did you bring in?
next slide. Joe's jumping the gun. All right, so in 2025, we added 84 new members. It's an 84% increase. We went from a chamber that normally averaged right around 200 people or 200 businesses. During the pandemic, that really brought that down. A lot of people sort of took a step away and didn't really want to be a part of it, or said, hey, this money doesn't make sense when you're already getting squeezed by the pandemic. But this year, just through pure persistence and talking to businesses and having those conversations, we've grown drastically. We've also increased the number of events that we host. This last year, we held 52 different events, which is a 65% increase from 2024. It was a fun year. We partnered with a lot of the chambers around the area with a 4-chamber luncheon. We relaunched our golf outing, which we're excited to bring back this year. We merged with the Hunter Center and the Senior Center to bring Fall Claws and Paws Festival, which was a huge one. There was over 2,000 people who attended that. Clawson Connections, which is a great networking, and we also volunteered at Arts Beats and Eats to help raise some money. So it was a good year. I'm going to pass the mic off to Dave, see if he has anything to say.
Thank you, Alec. So I'm the president of the chamber for Clawson, and we've got several of the board members who are here today. We're all business owners, and we all like to do things that embrace community development through business economic transactions among our businesses. And over the years, we really struggled through the COVID years, and then we had to find the right person to fill the shoes of the executive director role. We've tried a few different ones, and I just want to point out that all these programs that you see here are largely due to Alec, who's done a great job with really putting a lot of the energy into promoting these things with the guidance of our board. So that's really all I wanted to say and point out. So thank you, Alec.
So next we have the Downtown Development Authority. Kristen Urbanek is the liaison to the DDA from the city administration.
Yes, hello, thank you. So again, my name is Kristen Urbanek, and I'm the DDA liaison. So the theme of this year was just building the connections with every department head that you heard from today, you know, the Chamber of Commerce, everybody. So that's been what we've been working on quite a bit this year. So we had a lot of FaceTime at some events that weren't necessarily DDA events, but it's really increased a lot of the volunteer base and everything else that we're trying to build. So just partnering with all of those important entities. Would you like to go to the next slide, please? Thank you very much. So this year we launched our very first downtown Clawson Market. We're looking for any feedback anybody might have, but hopefully we're going to be improving that, changing things up a little bit this year. We also had a lot of success in some of our cornerstone events, so the open air fair and Cinema on the Street, which sadly had to be rescheduled, so I know that created a little bit of issue this year. We're going to make sure that works better this coming year. And then we're also looking all the time for volunteers. So a lot of what we do is based on the volunteer capacity that we have. So these events only grow stronger with, you know, the more bodies we have that are willing to help. So anytime anybody's looking for something to do, come find me and I'll make sure we have a spot for you at one of our markets or any of the other events we have. But that's it.
Parks.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for having us. I'm Scott Jonix, the Director of Recreation and Senior Services, and we are excited. Also, Lisa Ball, our Assistant Director, is here. We've been doing as much as we can. We've had a great last couple of years since I've been here. It's been exciting to just to see the opportunities continue and expand. We've been rapidly or aggressively trying to find any grant funding sources that we can to offer more services, and the OLSA grant that we were able to use to provide lawn maintenance and snow removal for seniors has just kind of exploded. That's a program that we haven't been able to do for several years, and having that outside funding allowed us to service over 45 residents in the last year, and funding for that does run out at the end of June. So we've searched for another grant opportunity for that with the CDBG funding, hopefully replacing some of that. We do a lot of programming for seniors. We did get a $10,000 grant from AARP and AT&T that we're using for tech for some of our great classes that Lisa and one of our staff provide for seniors through the OATS program. We had over 50 seniors there today for chair exercise. We had to get more chairs out. So it's a great program that maybe someday you'll come to when you need it. Our senior congregate meal program has also been growing, and a lot of our programs kind of either went away or decreased naturally with COVID, and some of them have come back. Some things we've started new that we didn't have because we had more of a clean slate kind of, and we've had the chance to bring in some more youth and younger adult programs than what we were running. And we continue to look forward to more of that, as we're basically trying to have something going in every space that we have as often as we can. So in the prime time, after school and in the evening, you'll find most of our spaces are being used by programs from people of all ages. And we also have been really trying to work together with the staff from the school when they have needs for extra practice space. And we also have had some fun having the music students join us for various special events and senior lunches. We've had band, orchestra, and choir all join us for various things with the seniors. And as you can see in the top right picture, we've got a great staff, and they're all really good looking. I don't know if you can tell from the picture. Before I move on, Lisa, did you have anything particular that you wanted to comment on that I left out?
Well, since we're here with the school board and staff, I just really want to say, I have a child in the public school system. If you don't know, I know many of you, and I'm very grateful when the students come over, like Mr. Salvio preparing the kids to come over to perform at our student lunches. Mr. Baker, he's an amazing band teacher. It's just been awesome to work with him. He comes and brings the band students to perform for our Veterans Special Day event. And then, like Scott said, the performing arts students for the musical, they've come over and used our rooms because they don't have rooms with Amir. So that's helped them out tremendously as they prepare for their performances. And we love it when the kids can come over and just hang out with our older adults. Our older adults really enjoy it, and we're very grateful for that partnership.
So just briefly to look at the right-hand column, one of the great things about working in Parks and Recreation is the special events. We have daddy-daughter dances coming up the first Saturday in February, and then a mother-son sports night. We don't call it a dance, on the first Saturday in March. And it's been fun to bring those back to Clawson, and as you can see, we've got a list of some of the other special events that we've had, and our numbers and attendance have been really great at those. Sometimes it helps when it doesn't rain at the Fall Festival. So I've had two of those since I've been here. One it rained, one it didn't. You can guess which one had better attendance. And we added the Grant Park Camp Chill event this summer together with Oakland County Parks and Recreation, and that was pretty outstanding, and we're going to do a similar program there. It's nice to be able to run programs in other parks that aren't city parks, so that the people that live in other neighborhoods can walk or ride their bikes to their local park and have an event there. So that was a great addition, I think, last summer. Our lovely assistant, Ryan. So we did the 5-year Parks and Rec plan that we finished up kind of at the beginning of last year. And one of the things that a great percentage of Clawson people that responded to our surveying wanted was for us to do a feasibility study about where we're at with the community center. Do we want to put money into the existing facility? Do we want to look at maybe a new facility? So we're in the process of doing a feasibility study. We hired the Smith Group to lead that for us. We've met with them multiple times. They've come out and looked at our facilities, and they're also doing a master plan for City Park so that we can have have a distinct vision for how we want to move forward in the years to come with what we do with our aging community center and the aging facilities at City Park and where we want to go from there. I know many of you grew up in Clawson and played on some of those same play structures when you were a child, and we just want to have a plan for what we do. I've joked about our approach as a city over the decades with City Park, and you can look at it and look at the old overhead shots of it over the years. We've kind of been like the family who added a room on the house every time they had a kid, and that's kind of what our approach has been. And so we're just trying to have an intentional, informed process for how we want to move forward. So in that interest, on February 4th, we're having a community engagement session at Hunter from 6 to 7:30 p.m. We welcome you to come over. I promise it'll be warmer inside than it is outside. And if you haven't been there in a while, to give you a chance to look at the facility and see what's there and think about what you want for your city. A lot of you have been in college recently, and when you think about the facilities that you had there, when you think about, as we look at Campaign Clawson, what do we think the people that we're hoping come to Clawson want for their families, want for themselves as they age in town? We're also pursuing the age-friendly community program through AARP, and we'll be reaching out to people in the community to join us and give their input for that as well, not specifically on that night, but we're in that age-friendly community process. So we will have, by February 4th, we'll have a date for sure when our online survey will be available. So we're looking forward to that too, so that people that might not have time to come out and interact with us in person, and our Recreation Advisory Board will be there that night as well for you to ask questions or tell them what you want and what you think. So with that, I think.
So we actually bolted this slide on last because the survey came about as the service provider that's conducting the vision and feasibility studies. We're like, hey, this is a great avenue to introduce it to you, both bodies, and then forecast that, hey, we need your advocacy to create public awareness and public feedback as to what we need to happen or what the community wants to happen at City Park and with Hunter. So that being said, if there's any questions in regards to Campaign Clawson, and just a reminder, that's a placeholder. It can be changed if someone's got a better mousetrap. And so your respective representatives on the task force is Ted Werner from the school board and Ms. Rakovich from the city council for the task force representation. So if you have any ideas, if you want to share them with them and they can bring them to the task force, that'd be great. Or feel free to share them at your respective meetings or with Billy or with myself independently. Any questions? So what we'll do is we'll go back up on stage, take our seats, and then proceed with the remainder of the agenda.
Gang's all here. Our next item is, again, public comment. So anyone, I know we just asked for questions, but this is a more formal opportunity to come and speak your mind. So if anyone has any comments they want to share, we invite them up to the stand there. We'll give you a microphone. And we'll belabor the point because I don't see anyone getting up. There we go. All right, so we ask that you state your name and whether or not you're a resident of Clawson or a visitor to our fair city. We will give you 4 minutes, and as a reminder, it's not a back and forth, but we will make note of any comment that you say. It just comes out, I gotta say it. Any comment you make, and we'll address that.
Hello, I am Rebecca Peltonen. I don't know, here we go. I am a resident of Clawson, and I was wondering if it's not already on everybody's radar, and if we don't have a plan yet, what are we thinking as far as emergency response for our children and keeping them safe as they might encounter dangers leaving school or on their way in between home and school? And I wanted to make sure that both the schools, like I'm assuming that the schools are thinking about this, but I also want to make sure that the city is also planning on being a support to the citizens and not any dangers that might be coming in from outside. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else for public comment? All right, seeing no one else come.
Yeah, so next up are superintendent comments. Mr. Schellenberger.
Brief. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you to the city for the work that you do with us, for us. In that proclamation, I think it's important to note that a successful city is dependent on a successful school district and vice versa. And this embodies that. And I think this models for other municipalities, school districts, how it should be done. And we look forward to, this is our third go-round with this, and we look forward to continuing it, this great work. So thank you for being here, city, and to my body, the school board at Clawson Public Schools, as good as it gets in our county and likely our state. We are fortunate to have the board that we have. So thank you all for being willing to participate in this and be a part of this collaborative work and proclamation. So thank you, everyone.
All right, next we have city manager comments.
Just to piggyback off what Superintendent Schellenberger had to say, thank you, staff, for being here today. Thank you, all the department heads, any leadership. Without you, this is not a collaborative effort. Thank you to the city council. Thank you to the school board. Thank you to the school staff. We have an opportunity here to really market what is unique about Clawson and how we can demonstrate to people that we want them here and how to attract them. So thank you, Billy, for the continued partnership.
Okay, next up, school board trustee comments. Start with Ms. Stanley. Any comments you'd like to make?
Just grateful to be a part of this and watching our school board and our city grow.
Mr. Savell. Mr. Werner.
I'm good, thank you.
Mr. Ewald.
Echo the previous comments.
Mrs. Hamilton.
I'm fine.
Ms. Hanson Maynard.
Yeah, same thing. It's great to be part of this, and thanks everyone for being here.
All right, we're going to turn to city council member comments. We'll start with council member Spisak.
Thank you to everybody who came out tonight. I look forward to continue to working with everybody and this collaboration to continue to grow.
Council member Redkovic.
Same thing. So,
Council member Tinlin.
Yeah, I'm hiding over here. So thank you for everyone coming out tonight, and I really appreciate all the hard work that's been done, and hopefully we can sustain it going forward.
And then next we have Mayor Pro Tem O'Rourke.
Yeah, I just want to thank everybody for the opportunity to be here with you guys. I want to express my full support of this school board and that, you know, when we're making decisions on city council, that the school board and their needs are also part of that equation. So yeah, just thanks, and looking forward to keeping this collaboration going.
Councilmember Slawinski.
What he said. But also, I'm a graduate of Clawson High School, so I really appreciate all the work that everybody has put into bringing everything up to standard and all the new things and the difficult decisions that you guys have had to make in regards to keeping the school and the city running. So, thank you.
Councilmember Peltonen.
No, I'm good.
Mayor's comments.
All right. Couple things, of course, I want to thank everyone for coming together tonight. I want to thank everyone who came out to join us tonight. A lot of times people don't understand that the school and the council are very separate entities, and they reach out to us about school issues, or I'm sure you guys get comments about stuff that the city does. But it's important that we work together so that as a collective group, we can address all of the concerns that people bring to us and raise to us, and acknowledge the things they're happy about and work together on the things that need improvement. So we appreciate the collaborative effort, and as long as we continue to work together and address those things together, we can continue to, uphold and continue to make this community to be as great as it is and support all the residents and the students that come here. And so next we have the school board president's comments.
I'd like to thank everybody for coming, including especially the city council for joining us in this joint meeting. This is our third meeting, and just having the chance to get together, you presented information together, for the city, and coming up with ideas on how both groups can work together to promote the city of Clawson. Because as we said in the proclamation, you can't have a strong school district without a strong city, and you can't have a strong city without a strong school district. And working together gives us an opportunity to make the best of those opportunities that we have moving forward. I said, just thank you. I look forward to more of these in the future. And as our joint task force works together, I look forward to the opportunities to jointly promote this city and help it grow and become an even better community than it already is. Thank you for everybody who attended tonight and who watched us live on the stream. Thank you very much.
And we like formality, so can we get a motion to adjourn?
Madam Mayor, I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
And let's do a quick council roll call.
Councilmember Rikovich. Yes.
Councilmember Slawinski?
Yes.
Councilmember Spishak?
Yes.
Councilmember Tinley?
Yes.
Mayor Malka?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem O'Rourke?
Yes.
Councilmember Pelton?
Yes.
And we are adjourned.